Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tường Vân, and on behalf of SBTN, I warmly welcome all of our viewers. Today, we are honored to bring you a special conversation with Councilmember-elect Matthew Willard, following his recent victory in the City Council-at-Large Division 1 race here in New Orleans. Councilmember-at-Large Willard, welcome and congratulations on your remarkable victory on October 11 election.
Thank you so much.
First of all, congratulations again on your outstanding success. How does it feel to have won such a significant leadership position?
Well, thank you for having me on the show. I'm excited to be here. It feels great. You know, campaigning is a lot of work, and campaigning throughout the entire city of New Orleans is a lot. And you really don't understand how big the city is until you actually go into every nook and cranny of the city. But I'm excited, and look, I'm ready to get to work on behalf of the people of the city of New Orleans. One of my themes was to be a voice for every neighborhood, so I've already started that work.
Awesome. So will you be assuming the role of president of the city council?
No, I think what we'll do is Councilmember J.P. Morrell will be the president of the council next year. And then in 2027, I'll assume the presidency role for the city council.
Okay. How would you assess the current state of Orleans Parish? Some have raised concerns about inefficiently persistent flooding, public safety issues, and the need of reform. What is your perspective?
I mean, I would agree with all of those issues, and it certainly doesn't help when you're looking at a $100 million plus budget deficit, right? That makes it harder to solve the issues for the people in the city of New Orleans. I actually go to Baton Rouge for a special session which starts tomorrow, and I'll be meeting with some of our statewide elected officials in some of the departments to see if there's anything that they can do to help with this budget, mess.
Yes.
But I'm optimistic about the city's future. I think we have a good leadership team that will be taken over in January of next year. We know what the issues are, so that's good. We don't have to go out on a fact-finding mission. We really just have to get the right people in place and focus on the basics, right? Inefficiencies definitely exist. Solving inefficiencies can save you money, which you certainly need to do when you're looking at a deficit. Infrastructure has to be prioritized, and then city services. One of the biggest things that I heard on the campaign trail was that city services aren't working for the people of New Orleans, and so that will be a focus area of mine as I go into City Hall.
Oh, that's awesome. Could you share with us your vision and plans regarding the Port of New Orleans, which plays such an important role in the region's economy and infrastructures?
Sure. We certainly have to better utilize our assets, and the Mississippi River and the Port of New Orleans are integral as part of that plan. One of the biggest things that the city of New Orleans can do to push us in the right direction is create better job opportunities that pay more money. And I certainly believe that the Port of New Orleans is pivotal in that role. They have really big plans for the next few years on expanding the port. My focus area will be to not only make sure that we create jobs for locals to take on, but to also make sure that we're bringing the neighborhoods into those conversations who may be impacted, to make sure that they have buy-in, and we're doing everything to not only move the city forward, but also to make people feel comfortable as they stay in their homes. But there's a lot of opportunities, and one of the biggest things that we can do is create more jobs, that pay more better wages to people in the city of New Orleans. And I think we really can't do that without utilizing our natural assets, Mississippi River and the Port of New Orleans.
Oh, that's awesome. Across the nation, cities like Los Angeles, Chicago, and Portland have experienced major unrest and disruptions. What are your strategies to prevent unnecessary disturbances here in New Orleans?
Well, I mean, one of the big disruptions that we have right now is because of the government shutdown in D.C. right now. We're starting to hear that some of the deficit, which may increase actually, is because of the government shutdown, and we can't get reimbursements through FEMA. But outside of that, I mean, I know there's been a lot of protests going on throughout the country. We had one in the city of New Orleans this past weekend.
Oh, this past weekend?
Yeah, it was peaceful. It didn't get out of hand. The people of New Orleans like to show up and protest peacefully. They like to make sure that they're participating in any movement that they want to do. And I think as long as we continue down that pathway and work with law enforcement and allow the people of New Orleans to express their freedom of speech and their right to protest in a peaceful manner, I don't see any issues with it. We also have another factor of the National Guard coming into the city of New Orleans, which certainly does give me great concern. And I haven't met with the police chief about it, Superintendent Kirkpatrick. But what I would say is with the new administration coming in and with the new city council coming in, I'm hoping that at least as it relates on the state level with Governor Landry, that we can kind of start afresh. Over the last couple of years, the state has jumped in and said, hey, we want to help New Orleans, but not necessarily on how the city of New Orleans want it to be helped. And so my hope is that with a new mayor coming in and a new council coming in, once we start afresh, we can have better collaboration and us say, hey, state, you know, these are ways that we really could use statewide support. And they could say, these are the ways that we're willing to give you support. That way it's a true relationship. And that's what I'm hopeful for once we go into the next administration and the next council.
That's good. That's good. So if residents of Orleans Parish wish to voice their concerns or share their ideas with you, what would be the best way for them to do so?
So right now, I would say I don't have any of my email or phone numbers for the council office yet. I don't have that. So the best way to get in touch with me right now would be through my legislative website and pages. So if you go to the House of Representatives website and you find me, you can email me, you can call my office. That's one of the best ways to get in touch with me. You can also find me on social media and get in touch with me that way on social media. I'm Willard for NOLA, so my last name, the number 4, NOLA, and that's another way you can get in touch with me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So finally, would you like to offer a few words to the people of New Orleans in general and to your voters in particular?
Well, yeah, first of all, I want to thank everybody in the city of New Orleans who supported my campaign. I won the election with nearly 60% of the vote for an open council-at-large seat. You know, most of the people in the city of New Orleans who are voting for me never had the opportunity to vote for me. So I'm very grateful for that check of support and confidence, really. And so I want to thank everybody in New Orleans for helping me to get onto the city council. And I look forward to working with everybody across the city of New Orleans to put us on a pathway towards success. I know we have a huge budget deficit, but I really believe that we have a good team in place, and I'm really optimistic about the city of New Orleans and our future. I know a lot of people, you know, one of the big issues we've been facing is a population decline, which makes it even harder for us to make the city function properly. But I want to, I guess, give a plea to anybody out there who's still contemplating moving out of the city to give us a little bit of time to turn this ship around. And I think within the first 90 days of next year, we'll be able to stack up some wins and show some progress to kind of restore faith in City Hall for the people of the city of New Orleans. So that would be my last plea. And again, thank you to everybody who supported my campaign. And thank you for having me on the show.
Thank you. Councilmember-elect Willard, thank you so much for taking your time to join us today and for sharing your insights. We truly appreciate this special conversation. On behalf of SPTN, we wish you great success in your new role.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.